Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Greetings of the Iranian leadership to His Majesty the Sultan are conveyed by the Minister of Health and Medical Education when he was received by His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed. With investments exceeding $10 billion, the foundation stone for the Chinese industrial city in Duqm is laid. And the British Minister of State for Middle East and Africa Affairs expresses the appreciation of the British government for efforts of the Sultanate to contain crisis of the region. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now, live from the news center, here we present to you the details of this news bulletin. His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, received today His Excellency Dr. Sayyid Hassan Hashmi, Minister of Health and Medical Education of Iran, and his accompanying delegation. He conveyed the greetings and best wishes of His Excellency President Dr. Hassan Rouhani of Iran and the Iranian leadership to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos and the government of continuous success. The talks during the meeting dealt with ways to enhance cooperation between the two countries in the fields of health care, treatment services, medical education, physicians and medical cadre training and exchange of expertise. They also discussed ways to encourage investments in the health field. A number of issues of common concern were also reviewed. His Excellency Dr. Sayyid Hassan Hashmi expressed his delight to visit the Sultanate, praising great efforts being exerted by the government to provide health care for citizens and residents and what has been achieved of tangible development with regard to treatment services level. He stressed that the Sultanate has a good international medical reputation for adopting balanced policies in all fields. His Excellency also expressed his satisfactions of existing cooperations with the Ministry of Health and the significance of talks that he will hold in the Sultanate with His Excellency the Minister of Health. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Saeedi, Minister of Health. The Sultanate and Iran signed a memorandum of understanding in the field of pharmacy and pharmaceutical policies. The agreement was signed from the Omani side by His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Saeedi, Minister of Health, whilst from the Iranian side it was signed by His Excellency Dr. Sayyid Hassan Hashmi, Minister of Health and Medical Education of Iran. The Memorandum of Understanding includes the cooperation in the field of therapeutic services, along with encouraging the private sectors to focus its investments in establishing specialized health institutions. The memorandum as well includes cooperation in the field of researchers, health, education and prevention programs. Before the signing ceremony, an official discussion session was held between the Sultanate's Minister of Health and the Iranian Minister of Health, in which they discussed strengthening and improving mutual cooperation between the two countries in the field of health. Special Economic Zone Authority in Duqm, CZAD, celebrated laying the foundation stone for the Chinese industrial city in Duqm, which targets localizing investments worth more than $10 billion until 2020. A number of agreements were signed in 2016 with Wang Fang Oman Company, the main investor at the industrial city. The agreement includes the development of 1,172 hectares of land at CZAD. The agreement allows the company to manage, market and attract direct Chinese investments to the region to start up heavy, medium and light industries, oil refineries, petrochemical industries, logistics services, warehouses, transport, tourism complexes, real estate development, as well as health and educational services. During the ceremony, 9 agreements were signed with a number of Chinese companies to implement projects of methanol, diesel, pipe manufacturing, power plant and tourism complex project. It's worth mentioning that the agreement will provide around 12,000 job opportunities and 22 million tons of goods that will be transported through a Duqm port. The ceremony was presided over by His Highness Sayyid Taimur bin Asad bin Tariq Al Saeed, with the attendance of His Excellency Wang Hishan, Deputy Governor of Chinese province of Ningxia, and His Excellency Yahya bin Saeed Al Jabri, Chairman of Board of Directors of Special Economic Zone Authority in Duqm. His Excellency Tobias Ellwood, British Minister of State for Middle East and Africa Affairs, chairman of the British side at the joint Omani-British Task Group, expressed the gratitude and appreciation of the British government for the efforts of the wise leadership of His Majesty the Sultan to contain crises of the region and establish security and stability. He pointed out in his remarks to Oman News Agency that it draws the attention that the Sultanate is not only paying attention to its own security, but it's also exerting great efforts to enhance the security of the region and its countries through settling disputes among conflicting parties and bringing them to the table of dialogue and consultation. His Excellency also affirmed that his visit to the Sultanate came within the keenness of the British government to enhance and develop sustainable bilateral relations between the two countries in tourism, education, security and defense fields. He highlighted the existing economic and investment relations between the two countries, adding that his country is enhancing the wheel of foreign investments in the Sultanate with investments of around £6 billion. He also said that his country is moving towards the second phase of electronic visa exemption program for Omani citizens in a way that obtaining visa will require filling in the electronic form 48 hours prior to travel. The Minister of Sports Affairs marked a celebration to honor 79 male and female youth winners in youth creation competition for the year 2016-2017. More than 7,200 participants from various governorates of the Sultanate took part in the competition. The competition aims to get the youth involved in social activities, and clubs will provide the platform to tap their creativity in different fields. Its aims to make clubs more active, involving youth, cultural, sports and artistic activities, and link the clubs with society issues, along with attracting excelled youth in various activities in order to improve their skills. The competition was divided into two categories based on their age. The first group was for the youth from 10 to 15 years old, whilst the second group was for youth from 16 to 30 years old. It included a number of activities like fine arts, culture and digital design, chess and reciting traditional poems, delivering speeches, photography and film direction and other fields. The event was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Nasser Al-Harrasi, Chairman of Public Authority for Radio and Television. To shed light on its local and international competitions, the Research Council organized an open day for students of higher education institutions, entrepreneurs and innovators. The day included a presentation on the second Falling Walls laboratory contents. It's an international forum based in Berlin that will be organized in the Sultanate this year under the supervision of the Research Council. It aims to enhance the innovators' skills through displaying their research and innovative works in different fields. College of Applied Sciences in Sohar won the first edition of the competitions with electronic application that facilitates direct connection between passengers and aircraft cabin crew. The Minister of Education, in cooperation with IEA, held a forum discussing the outcomes of TIMSS 2015 for maths and science subjects. The outcome of the study revealed significant indicators that affect the progress of Omani students. More details with Saif bin Khalfan Al-Kindi in the following report.
Trends in International Mathematics and Science Study, TIMSS, assesses maths and science achievement of grades 4 and 8. It also gathers rich background information from students, teachers, principals and parents. And Berit Kavli, chairperson of IEA, who presented the analysis, talked about the importance of TIMSS to the educational sector of the Sultanate.
The TIMSS study is a large international study on mathematics and science achievement, and the study is done both in grade 4 and in grade 8 in more than 50 countries all over the world. So it gives countries the opportunity to benchmark and evaluate their education systems in comparison to other countries.
The study revealed a minor progress in some skills of maths and science, including algebra, chemistry, physics, and many other levels of knowledge.
It's not to be regarded as a competition, but it's very important for policymakers to use the studies to analyze what weaknesses and what strengths there are in their education system, and then also identify the factors that are important for teaching and learning.
17 countries got higher average achievement, including the Sultanate. Omani students express very positive attitudes to learning. Therefore, specific enhancement in some areas of scientific knowledge have been witnessed within the outcomes of the team study. However, the study also revealed that the overall of students' achievement in maths is still less than 500 scores, and hard work should be spent to improve the basic skills in maths. The chairperson of IEA emphasizes that point. She said,
Well, what we see in Oman, first of all, which I want to emphasize, is a very great improvement from 2011 until 2015, and we see that on both grade levels, both in primary and secondary, and also in both in mathematics and science. But still, what we also see is that a large number of Omani students still do not reach the lowest benchmarks in the international study. That means that they lack the basic skills in order to be able to use mathematics and science.
Globally, within 50 countries, only 6% of them scored an advanced benchmark over 625 scores, while the majority were able to educate nearly all of their fourth grade students to a basic level of mathematics achievement. That makes about 93%. Well, despite the progress achieved in science and math subjects based on the benchmark of the Sultanate, it's highly recommended that intensive effort should be spent in these two subjects until the next study in 2019. Saif Al-Kindi for English News, Muscat.
You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and still to come in our news bulletin, the Oman National Transport Company Mawassalat launches the Google Transit service.
حياتنا اليوم تتغير بسرعة، ونحتاج دائما أن نخلي مساحة لكل جديد.
عشان تغير من قديمك لجديدك، حلك الأفضل هو أوليكس.
حمل صورة أغراضك اللي ما تستخدمها على أوليكس مجانا، واستلم فلوسك نقدا من المشتري. حمل تطبيق أوليكس وبيع قديمك عشان تجدد.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The National Center for Statistics and Information signed a memorandum of understanding with the Oman Global Logistic Group to establish an information database for logistics sector. It will work on providing the latest statistics of the number of ships, cargo, containers and other services related to this field. This process will help the bodies concerned to put up the necessary plans to develop this sector. It's worth mentioning that the port's free economic zones in Suhar, Salalah and Dukhum contribute in the enhancing the logistic sector, so aims to fulfill the needs of the global market. Statistics Center of GCC countries held a workshop about innovative uses in the technologies of geographical information systems and integration of spatial statistical data. The two-day work session aimed to exchange Gulf experiences among members of the GCC countries in the field of geospatial information and know international directions in practicing statistics application. Royal Oman Police, represented in the Director General for Medical Services, organized the activities of the Orthopedic Surgery and Oncology Scientific Day. The event aimed to discuss causes and symptoms of infections of these diseases, in addition to the means of treatment in modern technologies. The gathering included 4 lectures in the field of orthopedic surgery and tumors, prepared by specialized physicians from the Sultanate and Thailand. Granting physicians with experiences and accuracy before surgery of eyes topped the aims of the training course at Medical Simulation Center affiliated to the Oman Medical Specialty Board. The training course used modern devices of eye surgery simulation at world level and included detailed visual show of the mechanisms of using these devices in addition to its various tasks. The Oman National Transport Company Muwasalat launched the Google Transit services, which will allow the citizens and residents to get acquainted to all the internal routes in the Governorate of Muscat. It will also provide information on all the bus stops scheduled and trip fees. It will also keep the passengers up to date with the routes that face traffic congestions during rush hours, as well as the alternative routes with less traffic. A workshop entitled Smart Solutions, Opportunities and Challenges was organized in Sohar Applied Sciences College in the Governorate of North Al-Batina. The Research Council, Omani Technology Fund and some private sector institutions took part in the event. It witnessed discussions on supporting the national goals that are in line with the vision of information technology and communications that aims to enhance the national economy and scientific development. The youth participating in the workshop were acquainted with the opportunities to adopt technology projects through the smart cities while benefiting from the facilities that are provided by the Research Council and Omani Technology Fund. And with that story from Sohar to the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog over the governorates of Dhofar and Al-Wusta. Winds will be northwesterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. More details on the screen. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Greetings of the Iranian leadership to His Majesty the Sultan are conveyed by the Minister of Health and Medical Education when he was received by His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said. With the investments exceeding $10 billion, the foundation stone for the Chinese industrial city in Duqm is laid. And the British Minister of State for Middle East and Africa Affairs expresses the appreciation of the British government for the efforts of the Sultanate to contain crisis of the region. With that, we come to an end of tonight's news bulletin, brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman Television. This news has been edited by the team leader Abdul Latif Al-Balushi and directed by Mohammed Al-Mahrouqi. I'm Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i, signing off for this moment. Thank you.